He's pledged to vote against fast track, seeking to keep the responsibility to negotiate where the Constitution designed it, with Congress. And now, Chris Gibson.
We had a gathering up in Albany where I came out strongly not only opposed to the process of fast track, but also what we know, and we don't even know enough about TPP to date, and the idea that they think that we could sign it and then not know what's in it. We're not going to support something like that, so I'm opposed to the TPP as well. Progress. One of the goals laid down in the last several years is to double our amount of exports. Well, to do that, we need good trading, good, fair trading agreements. When people use the words free trade with me, you know, there's nothing in life free, and I've found that the details matter. But when we make decisions that don't work out well for us, we ought to at least learn from that. You know, NAFTA was talked about. We've lost, in some accounts, close to 3/4. You know, we've talked just all kinds of jobs lost all throughout. And there are different reads of that. But, you know, coming from this area here, we got hurt. We got hurt by NAFTA. We know that we have immediate concerns in all of our areas, textiles. When you look at what's going on in Vietnam, and particularly in a good number of the countries, in terms of how their workers are treated, it's going to be a surprise to no one that we could be potentially at a competitive disadvantage if we enter into these relationships when you look at the variables of competitiveness and we find ourselves 2 strikes behind right at the beginning. That makes no sense for us to do. You know, so when you talk about fast track, this is just the wrong direction for our country. This comes from this Trade Promotional Authority. It actually expired in 2007. So what's on the table is actually reauthorizing TPA or fast track. And we do not want to do that. It was a good thing. We're in a stronger position than we were in the early 90s. Because when you looked at NAFTA, there were those who felt that, you know, there was great promise with this, but we now have lived through that experience. And while in some levels of analysis, when you look at, for example, some of the shareholders and the increase in wealth that they've had, the problem is when you juxtapose that to all of American life, we have not had the growth and we've not had the economic opportunity and fairness that we all strive for. So let's learn from that. Let's reject fast track and let's insist that any trading agreements that go forward have the views of the American people incorporated. So let's do it together. Thank you very much. Thank you.